It begins with our mission and values, a culture of innovation and collaboration, achieving a global perspective beyond the classroom, turning education and theory into practice, developing lifelong interests and connections, and striving to make a difference in our communities. Marist College.
Our last match of the day could easily be our closest one yet, with Siena versus Marist. Closing it out, Wes Rambo here, joined by Worst, and we are going to see Siena and Marist, who have both been bodied by the monsters that are DePaul University over the course of the day, trying to find some redemption, and both these teams only have one win in the bag, Worst, so this is going to be a very important one when it comes to these two teams trying to make it out of groups here.
Honestly, I thought it was shocking to see DePaul only have, Marist only have that one win. I mean, they're such a good team, but they were held back by level of competition, some unfortunate technical issues. So I'm hoping to see no technical issues here and get it off, end it with a bang for the last match of the night for us here. Obviously, there are some off-stream games to play for a lot of teams, but still, will be interesting to see how this one ends up going. Siena obviously coming off that rough loss. Yeah, well, no one can contest. So I am excited to see Ascent. It is a very standard map. It is very it's a very even map in terms of side, which you couldn't say for Split. So I just like seeing kind of this map to see where these teams are.
Yeah, very excited to see Ascent. I make no bones about it. My favorite map in the game, and both of these teams, as you say, trying to find some redemption. And in particular, Siena losing 13-0 to DePaul on Icebox. So they're going to be happy to go onto a map that could be a little more comfortable for them. You see Marist probably going to have Johnny Silverhand back onto that chamber as we expect. It's going to be Marist actually going with another substitute. Looks like Kingpin once again running into some tech issues. So we got Muhammad instead going onto the Brimstone here for controller. And it is unfortunate because I was very excited to see Kingpin on this map in particular. This is where Kingpin and Argos join for some incredible stuff on the defensive side. However, they do have Muhammad coming in, and they've got the Brimstone, which I really do like on Ascent. No Astra as well to be getting those gravity wells in the choke points. So Brimstone could be very powerful on either team. OSCU is going on to that for Siena.
And everything else pretty standard. I like its comps a lot. Brimstone as a substitute for Astra is strong. It's a very site-heavy execute kind of character where you just full pop 3 smokes all at the same time, and then they last so long, you have the time to push into site and take advantages. Only thing going to hold you back is going to be mollies, slows coming out from either the chamber or the sage, so got to be watching out for those, but still, Marist has a very good site execute comp, in my opinion, so I'm hoping to see it. We've seen in the past that, some college teams just love just 5-man side executes. So I like to play slow defaults. I think Marist can actually take advantage of these side execs, and with their level of execution in the past, I think they're definitely capable of doing it. But starting out on defense, so not going to be using side execs. I do hope we do see some kind of utility play, jockeying for mid control, or maybe A main control or B main control, something like that on this defensive side.
Yep, absolutely. Marist going to be starting over on defense, as you say. We do have the Sage as well, and that's going to be played over there on Siena. I don't believe, if we get the tab one more time real quick to check these, because I think it's a little bit of a switch up. Yes, it's gray on the Sage. OSCU goes onto the Brim, and as a matter of fact, Pop Schmoke going on to the Initiator, that's the Sova. So they are playing a flashless comp, Siena.
Revealing area.
Yeah, I am a big non-enjoyer of flashless comps. I think flashes are necessary. And I think I've seen it many times. People play flashless comps, and it falls flat in terms of shutting down enemy locations. Like, operator had to get them off the angle now without flashes.
Right there, Johnny Silverhand able to hold strong on defense. It was only the Sova to initiate. Already Argos is having to let some players through because all the presence is here, but Argos does very well to get that kill and survive. Johnny Silverhand continuing to find more, but Pop Smoke with 2 big headshots with the classic. And looks like they have a chance to get the spike planted, or is it in Boathouse? Can't quite tell from the mini-map. Looks like it potentially is in Boathouse, and so that's going to be completely impossible to get around. You need to find the kills, and Pango's ready to do it. It's only Yellow Bros remaining. This round has been so back and forth already, and there's low HP on the other player as well. Great shot from Yellow Bros to get the headshot there. 1 versus 1. I believe those Headhunter bullets are all gone for Pango. We know Pango's good for some of these, but oh, this shoulder peek, Yellow Bros loses again. And all Yellow Bros needs to do is buy time. 24 seconds remaining in the round. Pango's going to peek once again, and Pango gets it with the right click in an almost impossible situation. It's going to be Siena getting the attack round.
Really explosive start to this match here. I'm hoping to see it more and more and more. This could be a very exciting one, as back and forth here between both teams, and I love just seeing back and forth stuff. You know, we saw it all of yesterday. We've had such a lack of it today. So seeing here, ending it out, last match of the day, having a 13-9 plus like game, that would be just absolutely impeccable. And for now, Siena gonna be going for an A-pop here. Gonna have a good of a gun diff, and Yellow Bros has to get out of there with Jet Dash. Here it is, Brim Smoke into the choke point, and it's very hard to get through. I mean, look how long this is going to last. They smoke off themselves, but they can push through those. Plenty of time to do so. Molly as well, they're gonna decide, we're just gonna abandon this. We don't want to play with fire, literally.
And here we go, the Jet coming in. That's Yellow Bros taking up space in mid. Marist knows that's possible, so they have to go all through spawn, except for Loki, who is going to work his way up towards Yellow Bros here, but there is no way you check this right behind. Yellow Bros spots every single player. Gonna go around the corner. Beautiful from Yellow Bros. He's got info. He's got a kill. Pango gets the pick, though, onto Argos. They're gonna be able to move into B site. It's gonna be a 4 versus 4 retake.
Snap comes out, and they're going to be safe there. 44, like you said, gone in the hand of Yellow.
Spike planted.
But everyone else gonna have sheriffs or pistols. Wall is gonna deny a lot here, but Gyro can try to flick it off. I think there was a little bit of a gap there, but Yellow Bros finds the 1 kill. Still on them to kind of win out this round. 1v3, Spectre in hand, 74 HP. It's not looking likely, but they can just get some damage done going into this next bonus. What can Yellow Bros get done here? Has the Sheriff, has the Spectre, gonna be peeking out the 2, almost finds the 1 and back Cubby, but it's gonna be a flank here from the Sova. Can they survive this? Doesn't look like it's the case. Sage not looking in the right direction, but is not aware of the Sova behind them. Pop Smoke gets it, but still, a lot of damage done by Yellow Bros in this round. This next bonus is not gonna be that great for Siena.
Yeah, absolutely. A successful round, has to be said, for Marist. Very nice there by Yellow Bros in particular, taking up that space in mid. And all the information he got, Worst, was just so valuable. But in the end, of course, it is the superior guns that end up doing the work. Now we have a bonus, and as you say, a weak bonus indeed. They have to buy up. In fact, Ozzy has to buy an SMG if they're going to go for this. And look at this. They have just won the round, and they have to save here. Not great.
Into a full buy. Ooh, a little bit of a whiff there from Yellow Bros. If they find that and dash out, that's kind of what the effect you want. But instead, just gonna have to give it. And same defensive setup gonna come out in terms of the reaction to the A main pressure. Molly is still not there, however, as it was pressured out by the drone, but Yellow Bros is there to shut it down with the Vandal. Yellow Bros now on the sky earlier, back onto the Jet, and this is the one I know Yellow Bros for. They are just absolutely explosive on this pick. Able to get so much done. Clears wine and is aware that it could be up high, 11 HP. They've done the damage. You don't have to do more, Yellow Bros. Save that life and save that Vandal.
Exactly. Yellow Bros did all the work he needed to do in that situation. That's, I believe Brimstone was revealed there by the, or at least indicated. 0 point. Pop Smoke with the perfect timing to take down Yellow Bros, who is so strong off the top of this round. Now they potentially use this opportunity to try to get back in. Remember, Marist, Siena, had to save even after winning the second round. So in a way, it's kind of okay if they lose here because they saved guns. It's kind of just like a bonus, but here is Ossiu going forward, trying to at least find something. Ossiu finds 2, a headshot there, and a 1 versus 2 with 71 HP remaining and a couple of sky smokes to boot. It's just going to be the hit there, and yeah, the brimstone coming through. Just glanced down and got distracted again by only 1 stim being available. Of course, we are on that patch.
I forgot about that completely. The micro patch that
we haven't seen much. We haven't seen brimstone stims get a lot. You know, there haven't been a lot of brimstones played, and when they have been, it's, you know, maybe been played against DePaul where it almost doesn't matter. In any case, it's going to be Marist putting one on the board there. It was a good bonus because of the impact that it had late. Because it was shut down early, but then the kills late really secures it in a bad position. Another Bucky. Every time I see a Bucky, I know it is dire straits because you are not picking that gun out of want. You're picking it out of necessity. Exactly.
The gun is.
If it's a judge, at least you know maybe you're somebody who likes the judge, but with a Bucky, nobody likes the Bucky. You are forced onto the Bucky.
Eco used to.
Yeah, you know, it used to have some value. They have indeed. And Marist all stacked up towards B and slowly, pardon me, Siena stacked up towards B. Marist taking a lot of space here in mid as we see those players pushing out from Cat, but Pango denies that. Doesn't know there's another player. That's Gyro. Could have a chance if he peeks out. Pango's crosshair isn't in the right place, but it's away so close. And yep, Gyro does punish. Nice timing there from the enemy Sova. 4 versus 4. Orbital strike coming in. Here's Loki.
A little bit ambitious though, I think.
Yeah, it definitely was, and they get punished for it for sure. Here's Argos.
Oh,
here's Pop Smoke actually coming in. Got a nice flank there. At least that orbital strike kind of eliminated the possibility. It's a 2 versus 2 now. Both players on site again. Siena have to find a way to reposition here, find a way to get some sort of crossfire as Marist start to approach this site.
And 2 versus 2. They get in here. It's going to be hard. A little bit of some spam going through. Both in back sight. Ocio doesn't like that. Going to be going into the small corner. Recon Dart is not going to find them, but spotted out by these shots. Having to dash out. Knives have not been effective so far. Vandal. Gray is extremely low. Knives going to come out. Fake defuse goes through. Gray just has to play this patient. In the cloud burst. Doesn't find it, but the elbows does finally get it. And he's going to secure the round.
Yep, he's got it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Defuse is going to complete here. Oh, no, it isn't! I saw the timing wrong. It looked like he was getting it, but...
He delayed his thing because that actually cost him the round.
Yeah, he tapped it and then got off it even when the players were dead. Yellow Bros with a big mistake after a huge round here. Look at this flick that he gets on to the Sage when he comes around. Boom, right there. But goes off of it. That's inexplicable from Yellow Bros.
He's been so good, so long, and now he makes such a pivotal mistake to give over that round to Siena. I know he's beating himself up for it. I don't need to do it more verbally, so I will just avoid that. But bye is in Marist's favor despite losing because of how that went. So
this is the second time this game that's happened. And Pop Smoke doesn't care about the guns, goes in with the sheriff and just removes the head of Yellow Bros for this round. Oh! What is happening right now? What was that? Muhammad gets some sort of lineup with the volley, and it takes out the Sova while he was using the Hunter's Fury?
It was a bit interesting.
I've never seen that in my life. That is bizarre.
That's all I'm going to say. It's a bit interesting. Already holding on Cat is going to get forced off. And I find some shots here under pressure from Courtyard, but not too much. It is weaker buys. If that was like a Vandal, they might be dead, but not the case. It is going to be those pistols while you're getting the Guardian here. I mean, the tour de force is out, however. Both shots are going to whiff here from Gyro and actually gets him through the box. The shot on the pan goes there from Gyro. Absolutely amazing. And they're going to finish out with the jumping Guardian.
Muhammad with the jumping shot through the wall and Loki to finish it off. Man, this was a wild round. Here's that ridiculous molly kill from Pop Smoke. I don't know if it was a lineup or if Brim just bounced that one, but Muhammad really had a great round here and is looking impressive to replace Kingpin on this Marist College side. Even Pango in all chat giving him some props.
Yes, and I love seeing that. And now, I think there's obviously this should be the closest map we've had all day. We said this earlier, and it's looking like that for sure. Now walking forward, Muhammad still with the Guardian on catwalk is gonna get pressured off. However, Yellowbows not getting caught out in main this time. But I think there's a problem. If Yellowbows keeps going for that, keeps doing it, like it could be an issue, right? It just could just be an issue if they keep getting caught out.
But they're conditioned to know that he's going to do it. And Siena or Marist can be using that as well. A bunch of kills are coming in from Siena though. They've gotten their stealthy access to the B site with the spike way over on A. Gyro could stop this if he goes aggressive. Goes around the corner, that's gray down already. These two attackers are way in B site without the spike. Siena have such a great position here, but they need to be finding something. Muhammad gets the orb. That is very audacious from Muhammad. And Gyro is going to be caught from behind. This was a bizarre round.
1v3. I don't like Yellowbow's chances. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I don't think so
He's gonna get
either.
the site read. And he's gonna take out the jet here, but takes a lot of damage for it. If that was cleaner of a kill, I see the 1v2 happening because it's gonna be isolated 1v1s. But instead, actually with them start backing up. Correct decision. Wait for your chamber to get in here. Wait for them to help you out. Molly is gonna kill him. Yep. That was a really nice Molly.
There we go. Osiu going for, showing that Muhammad is not the only Brim in the server. That's a great Molly. Really nice position and a good communication, clearly, coming in there from Siena. What a bizarre round. A couple bizarre rounds in a row.
Yep. And, what's you now? Looks like an A-pop again. We've seen this time and time again. Yellowbros. I've said this before. Do they get caught out? They're fragging a lot, but they're also dying early in rounds. So we got to mitigate that. You could catch them out. It's going to have the KO flash or knife, I believe, for this one. But it's actually going to be the KO trying to get into wine. Yellowbow is going to facilitate that. But still.
Argos now.
Dangerous game. I think they know.
Yeah, they probably know, but they're not checking it with the Owl drone. So Argos... Do they know? They're not checking. I don't think they know. Here comes Argos. Easy, free kill. They do trade it out. It's actually a 3 versus 3 after the action that comes out. Here's the orbital strike. That's going to basically zone them out of the heaven position. But Muhammad says, I've got a sky strike as well. Just waiting for the sound cue. There it is. Muhammad waits for a little bit. The Hunter's Fury is in as well to deny the spike. The orbital strike comes in to push them further off. Gyro is continuing to hold. This would be a thrifty round for Marist College on the defense. Osiu has to clear this out now. Spike is on the ground. Pango gets taken out. The Sheriffs ring true, and it's going to be Marist College with an incredible round. The two ultimates of Sova and Brimstone. So effective there.
I think it was the flank there and Wine that kind of set them up for a really rough time. They kind of got flabbergasted. They got a little bothered by it, and it kind of made it hard to get into the site, especially even after they got like kind of the play, like the orbital strike in. They have all the room. It's just then the ults come in, right? The Sova flank, because of the time that's bought by that wine load. You have the Sova flank come in with the ult. You have orbital strike to delay the plant. Like those tools to just delay them to getting into the site is so massive there that it allows them to win out the round. And again, I mean, like we keep seeing these early duels here in A main or in mid, and it's just like going back and forth, back and forth.
Nice trade there by Argo to take out Ango, but it is going to be Loki finding the entry. Loki's been very ambitious towards this B site, and this time Loki is rewarded. A lot of info, a lot of space gained, but Argos and Yellowbros are here to back it up. Yellowbros is actually flanking through B main, got that kill in from mid. And the spike is still stuck here. It's going to be the fragment to take it out. Now it's only going to be Loki remaining, stuck in backside, nothing to do. Marist College equalize.
Yep. Again, closest match we've had all day, and I love to see it. Love to see it. 4-4 right now. And again, we're seeing again, it's down to these duels, these really pivotal duels in these early key positions, right? So it's going to be in wherever Siena's going, and then like whoever's matching, right? If they're going Cat, then it's going to be a Muhammad. If they're going A main, then it's gonna be Yellowbows. If they're not really pressuring B main too heavily because no one's kind of responding from Marist, but I definitely think there are options for that. that they are not exploring right now. But Muhammad, giving the operator to you, Brimstone, obviously a very unique choice, but should probably be in Yellowbro's hands to get the early pick B main, especially when you're peeking like this, and they've been doing the same, but Vandal's good enough.
Jeez. Yellowbro's is so clean. Headshot onto Pango, removing that factor from the round. Here's the orb being taken. Is the Sage taking that? I don't think they have the res just yet. Push continues to come through. Johnny Silverhand, perfect use of the trademarks, and Muhammad M already perks up with the op in hand. Yellowbro's goes down, but instantly traded again. Muhammad there, coming in from the tree room position. Close range op shots, and it's Ossiu alone in heaven. Try to get this. Muhammad with 3 kills on the round. Maybe it's unconventional, but you can't argue with the results.
Cannot argue with the results, indeed.
That shot, man.
What a nice shot. What a nice shot. Crosshair placement do be doing work. And now I am loving it. I'm loving the series as compared to a lot of other series we've seen today. It reminds me of yesterday. We're back to yesterday. We're back in time, if you will. And again, I wonder what they can do to catch out Yellowbro's on these peaks, right? They don't have flashes. That is the biggest issue I see. You don't have flashes for this. Like, if you have a Sky Flash or a KO Flash to peek off of, man, this is why I'm such a big fan of flashes, or like not a big fan of flashless compositions, because when there's a player like this that's just holding angles down and getting these picks, like outside of just raw aim duel winning it, which is hard because of Piku's advantage, you need flashes for it to be that X factor, and you just don't have it. They are solo peeking this. You have a Brimstone solo peeking Cat. You have Yellowbro solo peeking a main with no utility to back them up. This is the kind of play we see, and we're just like, well, utility play is so important. Like, flash out there, kill them, right? It's just.
Yellowbro's is on that angle every round, and it would be trivial to clear him out with something like the Sky Flash. But you see the defense trying to get back into this. Pango is kind of sneaking up towards the enemy line. Yellowbro's, though, not likely to miss this. And yeah, Pango, head is removed. Yellowbro's has such good game sense, combined with a very, very high level of individual skill. It's just Gray now, holding on to the spike. And actually, B site is available. If what they want is plant money, Gray has a potential chance to get it. But without the info, you just can't know. Instead, just kind of goes for the ult orb. It's basically the value you'd be getting anyway. Gray's going to wall up here and try to go for some sort of aggressive peek. Goes for 1, but it's double-faced. Excellent defensive setup there by Marist. And Siena fall to 4. Well, Marist go up to 6-4, pardon me.
Yeah, and I think the flashless compositions become less of a hindrance on defense when you don't need the flashes as much to take the space. But so I love to see it when you see it so much often right now with KOs where like they just flash on a corner because it's so fast and they just mess you up, right? And we're just not seeing that. So it is a little bit disheartening to me. But now looking at this next attack, they're kind of playing a default more split. They're not just 5-manning onto one A main or B main. They are splitting it up and they are trying to maybe play for some mid or B main pressure.
Pango gets caught running there. Did spot a player peeking mid. Again, the tour de force is in hand. Here's the smoke. Looking for Marist to deny that for another 30 seconds. And it's still Siena on this default. You can see Yellowbro's is pushed, or pardon me, Loki is pushed very far up towards B main, trying to get some info, trying to maybe find, an errant push. Slowed it way down, still a minute left on the clock. With no peaks onto the B main position, they do send the spike towards B, but Muhammad M wins the op duel. Muhammad M's looking really good. Pango's getting the info, still hasn't fired that tour de force since the beginning of the round. And now the rotation will come in. That's exactly what Siena was looking for. They go back towards A.
30 seconds.
Looks like Siena might have read this, and indeed, Loki takes out Argos. They were trying to react to the B push. Meanwhile, Siena's all the way over at A. This is lovely from Siena.
Knife him. Wouldn't that just be funny? I think they might actually be able to get away with knifing, but they have to get in here. Is the orbital strike available? I'm not quite sure if it is. This could just deny the plant altogether. Plant
I don't believe
down.
It's quite there.
If it was up, that's a
yeah, exactly. That would be big. Pop Smoke is hanging on to that. Ooh, that Sheriff. And yeah, Yellow Bro's so dangerous in these types of positions. We've seen that peek. Pop Smoke runs out into the open. Yellow Bros, that's all he needs. It's just Loki up against 4 here. Gets 1. The defuse is already coming through. Dashes in. There's the clutch. It's 1 more. Johnny Silverhand gets the final kill and shuts it down. And going to be able to get to the defuse as the spike was already at half. Loki almost hit the clip of his life right there.
All you can say is NT. That's all you can really say about that. What a nice try there from Loki. Obviously with the Omega play on E main to catch out the KO. And I mean, look at this. It's so good. It's so crispy too. The flick onto the head here onto the Sova. Yeah. Not able to get the turnaround though. And it's now 7-4.
That would have been the best individual play we've seen the entire tournament. That was so close to being truly magnificent from Loki.
There was some very good ones yesterday.
You know what? We see in those situations, we see players almost get a clip like that and then look for redemption. And I was about to say Loki's going to be looking for those plays. This time, completely denied. Muhammad M destroys the chances. The res will come through and they're going to try to bait that. Muhammad M is very much under pressure, and yeah, that's going to be 5 versus 4, but instantly equalized by Gyro. Loki's going in hard. Loki's still got the blades with the res, going up forward, trying to find that redemption that we were talking about. But the Odin is starting to go through. 18 HP left. Loki, no way you can do it from here. There's the kill, though. The spike is not within reach here.
Yep. 7-4. Last round. Looking for the 8-4 half. And it's just Loki here. 18 HP and the knives. And Marist looking to shut this one down. Has Spike in their hands, but where is Yellow Bros going? Not towards the Spike. Is hunting. Wait. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Yellow Bros is not here.
He's got so much info. Goes over. No! Oh, Argos just checks it in time. That is a heartbreaker for Loki. It's the right decision to hold the bullet there. You don't know where the other player is. They're likely playing together. You were right to ask what Yellow Bros was doing, getting out of dodge and going away. And so Loki makes the right decision and is punished for it. That's just so... Yeah, the Odin, you know, like we got to talk about that as well, man.
It's a little dumb.
Ridiculous. And that's 2 heartbreaking rounds for Loki, who is playing so well for Siena. But Marist end 8-4 on Ascent.
And it's why I was... we're kind of seeing Marist at a very strong point right now. And it was kind of what I... was like wondering like why was Marist 0-3? Like they were so down, but they're a very strong team right now, even with the stand-in. And we saw how good Kingpin was for them, so having them is a big loss. But now the attacking side going to be looking very different, and no flashes available here to kind of stall pushes. And here it is. Here's what flashes can give you. They're gonna be flashing over shock darts as well. Knifing as well. I mean, this push is going to be amazing for them.
Yeah, they've cleared out so much on this A site. And the Sage Wall, no, not available for them now. It's going to be Loki trying to peek out and get some damage down. And they did get a lot of info and they got some resources there, but they actually don't choose to push the site because they weren't able to find their way in. They didn't find any actual space. They couldn't scale properly in. So they're going to go back towards mid now and kind of get back into default positions with an aggressive look up mid for Gyro. And Pango might be able to punish this. Pango's going around for 1 and gets the headshot. That's a second from Pango. The classic is all he needs right now. Headhunter not even available, but Muhammad still in mid trying to make something happened, and Yellow Bros again is on a solo mission. But Muhammad reloads at just the wrong time. Yellow Bros could be the savior here. Goes in behind. There's the kill, and Marist is back in a 2 versus 2. Low-key's gonna take out Muhammad, and it's only Yellow Bros remaining here. Again, the Jet has a chance, but it's 10 seconds left. If he gets this kill, he might have the time. Doesn't get the kill. That's Low-key to shut it down, and Siena take the pistol.
And that was super important, because if it goes 10-4, it's looking pretty rough for you. But getting the potential to go 8-6 here, always a good look. And now we're going to see if the anti-eco is true. Classics can be a little dangerous if you're in close quarters, but Ascent is one of those maps where you can avoid that for the most part.
Yeah.
But also, util is super important on these eco rounds for the team with pistols, because if you use it properly, right? Like, let's say you get maybe a knife into a molly play or something like that. It can be very, very exciting, and can get you some kills and kind of win you a round that you should not win.
Yep, absolutely true. So here comes the Sage Wall. That's going to prevent the B presence for now. It's actually really good to get that 0 point onto Pop Smoke, because he can't use that General Sova utility. It tends to come through in order to delay that B main presence. They still have to contend with this Sage Wall, and how do they choose to break it? Because one Shock Dart did go through and a bunch of damage. Now the bullets are starting to do the rest of the work. 2 headshots to take out Yellow Bros and Gyro, very important members of this team. Marist, of course, it's just a pistol. They're likely, you know, to lose. Only 1 kill there, so a nice little hold by Siena. And yeah, against pistols, that Sage Wall is so devastating.
Yeah, and now it's back onto a bonus. Guns are going to be available here for Marist, and Siena is going to have to rely on these Spectres, but timeout's going to come through. They want to secure this. They don't want to lose this bonus, because it could spiral out of control for them, right? If they do end up losing this bonus. And I wonder how they're going to be playing this. Are they going to be playing 5-man pops? I said that's something they can do. They have Brimstone, have KO, obviously have that ability, but they could also play slow, have the chamber for those duels around mid, maybe a B main play where you get the chamber up there, have the TP out. There's obviously a lot of ways to do it. But I think Marist might be leaning towards just 5-man pops. And it's not awful, but it's also like there's other ways to play the game. So that's always the question you have to ask yourself. Can we swap it up round to round? Because if you don't want to be a one-trick carry, you know? You don't want to be that.
Yeah, you know, KO's got, there's a lot of options with KO. Let's take a look at the scoreboard since we got it on our screen for this timeout, which the in-game timer is just about to run back. But both of these teams, in terms of the fragging, are quite top-heavy, right? In particular, Marist. Yellow Bros is doing so much, and a lot of that was those picks at A main on defense, where Yellow Bros would go out with a Vandal. Yellow Bros didn't pick up the op all half long, just using that Vandal and just ripping their heads off as they go around the corner. Can Yellow Bros get the same type of value on the attacking side, where the Peeker's advantage will maybe have to be used instead of just waiting to see them come in? Here's the A hit. Marist College are going to 5-man pop, just as you predicted. Pango has already taken 1 down. Yellow Bros will take low-key as well, putting it into a 4 versus 4. And there is still Chamber in mid position, trying to create some trouble here, but he could also be flanked by that Sage. Meanwhile, the battle rages on site, trying to get out of heaven are Siena College, and Gyro's already shutting that down. Here's Johnny Silverhand as well to find 1. What an attack from Marist. It's Pop Smoke remaining, and there's no chance. Yellow Bros again. And there you go, the 5-man pops. We talked about them, and Marist College show it to us.
More of that is going to be expected, but don't only do it on A, you can do it B, but kind of get up mid sometimes, you know? You can make aggressive plays on mid. I think people kind of save execs for, like, sites, but you can have execs into mid to kind of get that that way to pivot into a cat push or pivot into a spawn push. There's other ways to exec into parts of the map, so obviously that's possible to do, but we haven't really seen it in full force from a lot of teams, which is a bit of a shame, but I am expecting a swap up from Siena and how they're going to approach this defense as well. They have a kind of opportunities here with the Sage on B to hold this down. They have the wall, have the slow. Molly as well could come in because the Brimstone is playing mid. That is always an option. So yeah.
Bucky again over for the defense setup on B. And Marist has kind of sniffed this out, that presence is sort of leaning that way for Siena. So they're going to rotate back over, soon to be followed by Siena, who will suspect this at some point. Although they could hold strong here, and they could just try to play for a retake. Nobody's on site. It's the closest is going to be Pango, looking from heaven with the tour de force, and Argos to walk out dry. So good for Pango to be ready for that. But Johnny Silverhand answers back with a kill into Tree Room and Garden. That's a very important position to take control of. Pango has to back off from the Owl Drone tag, and that is the signal to go. Yellow Bros dashes in. Updrafts up, tries to get towards this position, and the plant will come through.
Spike planted.
Yeah. A lot of options here to play in this post plant. Oh, you got a little flabbergasted right there, and it results in your loss. Pango, though, does have the tour de force, is going to get taken out. Only one now available here for Siena, and oh, the whiffs do come through. Still, only a 4-round differential can be made up by Siena, but that's going to sting, especially going into this next round.
Well, and it's the kill into Garden that was such an important part of that push, right? Because what you're afraid of when you're heading into a site on Ascent is that crossfire that comes in from heaven, but you've got to switch your focus over to door before it's closed. Once Johnny Silverhand gets that kill, they don't have to worry about that other position. Everybody can focus towards heaven. And that's why Marist were so comfortable just dashing in, and they were so good at getting those trades and getting those frags as the Siena College just waterfalls out of one position, one at a time.
Default kind of play, but no one to A main. I guess difference right now.
It's the same B hit as before, where they ended up backing off. This time there's a pick towards B. Smoke takes that out, but yeah, traded for Yellow Bros. It's like you say, it's a save, yeah. So Siena College, not many potential answers to this, really. Would like to do some damage, though.
Yellow Bros just kind of running. You have to look through mid from chamber to try and catch that, and Yellow's like, no, I'm going executing site, and I'm going to be on the flank. That's what I do. So Yellow's just running around here, chasing, updrafting over, not even taking the steps, not worth their time. They're going to be chasing them down, going to lose to the judge. You never underestimate that gun. And now under fire. Can they get another? God, the judge is such a weapon, you know, such a weapon. I'm surprised that the Bucky got hit so hard, but the judge hasn't received anything.
Well, except for that, you know, increase in cost, right? There was a slight nerf, of course.
Like, as
it definitely has, yeah, it has had some effect for sure. But yeah, the judge can still be deadly, and especially in those situations. And with Chamber, you know, Johnny Silverhand revealing the position, Siena get what they want out of that. A couple of kills. They're back onto guns with the Blade Storm available for Loki. That's going to be a full gun round effectively, with Marist College now once again heading towards A, and it's usually a 4-1 split for Marist College on these attacks. The Chamber lurking on the other side.
But then it's like, when does Siena key into this and then start pressuring that Chamber, right? Like, you have the ability to hold off the people with these smokes and mollies by Brimstone for a long time. You could probably give a lot, and then you're trying to catch out the Chamber. I think that's an option they can look for.
You don't have a Sky, you don't have a KO. All you've got, Yellow Bros just gets Aussie through the smoke with the tag. Johnny Silverhand to open up. We'll talk about that in a sec, because now it's Loki in danger as well. Hit through the smoke. There's Yellow Bros. Yellow Bros is just charging into positions right now, and Gray is the only player remaining, and Yellow Bros is just nasty right now with it. The flawless round from Marist. They're starting to run away with this one.
Starting to run away with this one, and this could end up being tying with the lowest round we had yesterday. Could be the highest one we see today.
Exactly. That is the
interesting part of how it's been. Such a different game today. A lot of different teams and how they've been playing. So, gonna be. Can Siena bring this back? The momentum's definitely not in their favor. 12-6. They have a Guardian and a Spectre in their hands, which is not what you really want to see if you're fighting for your match point, your map life.
Orbital strike right off the rip. Have to break this Sage wall, and it does get to full HP, but they're still going to use that to get through. There is some good defense. Pop Smoke and Loki contributing. 2 kills already on the attackers. And Marist trying to go for a very aggressive, very one-note pop, and it does not work. Siena had the defensive setup that time. Been playing 3 on B all half long. And this time it really pays off. But Gyro's got one. There is the orbital strike to try to get back through. Osiu and Loki are able to take advantage of that. It's only Argos, and all they can get is the plant before there's Osiu around the corner.
Is it time? Is it time for the fake comeback? A term that's been coined by the community for when you are down 6+ maybe, and then you win a round, in a couple of rounds, it looks like, oh, they're coming back, and then you lose right before the finish line. Definitely a possibility here for Siena. Because the reason why that happens is like you get that momentum back, but it's just such a marathon. And eventually, something's gonna give, right?
Yeah.
Something has to give. The ability to come back from like a 10-2 down is absolute mental fortitude and some luck, honestly.
You haven't left yourself an inch of room for Siena College. They need perfection every round from now until the end of this game. And with Yellow Bros has dropped 30 kills. Just this amount of time, and there we go. The defense starts to get a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, there's Pango. Like you said, overheating a little bit is definitely the way to describe it. Loki does wisely get out, and still Siena get a very, very nice opener there. I was gonna say 30 kills in 19 rounds for Yellow Bros. It's just absurd.
That's also the playstyle, right? They play this, I'm gonna peek you and I'm gonna take this duel. Either you kill me or I kill you. So we're in the gulag.
General, we know what the result is
right now.
Yeah.
Someone's gotta leave and not alive. So Yellow Bros takes it upon themselves.
It's just so fun to watch. Like, this guy is awesome to watch. But you know, Siena in this round looks like they are likely to come back. The deadly Yellow Bros has been dispatched. Johnny Silverhand and his partner in crime, the Sova over there, are just kind of hanging around in mid. There's just nothing to do. You know, you just got to wait around, try to save these guns somehow with 30 seconds left. And Siena, like I said, you need perfection. They cannot afford to make mistakes. In this situation, Gyro goes down to Pop Smoke, getting a nice peek there. Spike is down as well. They're happy to leave Johnny Silverhand up.
10 seconds left.
It's the orb for his troubles at least, but that's 4 players remaining. This is exactly the type of thing Siena needs.
Comeback might not be fake. Might be real comeback. You never know until you know. You never know until the end if it's going to be fake.
How many times
real.
are you going to say it before chat accuses you of cursing them?
I think I have that power. That is saved for one bald man.
I guess we'll find out.
That is saved for one bald man. I'm not bald.
Indeed.
So
even his skills have been
skills have faded. You know? Yeah, they faded today even. So
yeah.
I will be not taking the curse. It's not me. That is reserved for one member. And
Loki's up on 20 kills here, trying to compete with Yellow Bros. The star power, the firepower, the stylish, aggressive plays of Jets have been defining this map so far. This time, it's a push towards mid, and Osiu has to turn away from the flash. Siena is about to learn why flashes need to be picked on this map, as Argos tries to get forward. Loki, though, Loki definitely can get something here. Argos is on 3 kills on the round. What a way this would be to end it off. 4 versus 2 situation. Yellow Bros goes in hot, though, and Loki is down. Pango goes down to the knives as well, and it's just an absolute flattening in the last round for Marist College as they take out Siena 13-8 and are closest of the night so far.
Fantastic match to end the night off after a series of 13-1s, 13-2s, 13-4s. We finally have it here. 13-8 to end off the night. It was a close one, and Marist going back to the form I expect of them, you know? I expect this team to do this. 2-3, not that bad, but going 0-3 was just an absolute anomaly for them, in my opinion, so happy to see them bounce back here.
Yeah, great, and with some sort of stand-in or substitute as well. Muhammad M performing very well in that situation and Kingpin's stead here. So it's going to be Marist taking out Siena. They will go to 2-3, and there are a bunch more matches to be played off stream, so you can keep an eye out on the EGF socials and make sure you follow all these channels to get all the info you need. My name is Wes Rambo, and that was our last match of the night. Make sure you follow me and especially Worst Casts on Twitter if you enjoyed what you heard today from the caster desk. We had a really great time, Worst, and yeah, we will be back next weekend to find out who is going to win this prelim. Obviously, all eyes are going to be on DePaul once we get there. But Worst, you know, what else can we take away from today besides just the dominance of DePaul?
Marist, definitely an option for contention. Yeah. Marquette as well. They're both very strong teams. Obviously, we saw Marquette against Paul not go their way, but I think it depends on map a lot of the time. I think Valorant is a very map-dependent game for these teams. So seeing them on different environments in a best-of-3 format, I think is going to be really interesting to see how those drafts develop.
Yeah. And yeah, you know, I got to shout out Siena. Great play on this map, but you got to get yourself some flashes on that Ascent comp, in my opinion. And
please,
you know, I think if you watch this back,
you'll
see why. But in any case, still very impressive stuff. And low-key, one more time, there's just like, you know, pour one out for low-key, because such an incredible play from Jet, and just that just 1 centimeter away from getting some of the best clips we will have seen in EGF history. Low-key is definitely wanting to come back and show that next week and over the course of the next few matches. So that will do it for us. Thank you once again to Juke and to Soph, our incredible production team over here at EGF, who have done just an absolutely bang-up job, making everything incredibly comfortable and smooth all night long. Once again, Wes Rambo here, joined by Worst Casts, and we're signing off. We'll see you next time.